Just trying to get my mama a house. The phrase sat atop Jamaree Salyer's Twitter page long before he was the next big-time prospect. It still sits there. We know what that means to him, but what about to those who know him best?
I would say what motivates him is, like, he wants to buy his mom a house, which is in his bio. Like, he wants to take care of his mom and his sister and brother, his family.
When he plays football, that gets him money to buy his mom a house.
But I think his mom is at the center of all that. He want to be able to try to repay her for everything she's done for him since.
The Pace Academy senior is the highest rated offensive guard prospect since 2006. He has a ways to go to reach his NFL dream, but it seems like the path he is on, well, it's just a lot closer than just dreaming about it.
One day I was coming home from work, and I'm always working or moving or doing something. And I was just so tired. I don't know, I was super tired. I had a bag on my shoulder and I had a bag over here. And he grabbed me on my shoulder. He was like, "Mom, you know, you don't have to do this too much more longer." And that was something that I don't know how to describe my feeling. It was like, well, you know, I don't want to have to do this too much more. But I could understand that he was saying, I got you in some type of sense. But in my mind, I was telling him, and I told him verbally, listen, I just want you to be able to take care of yourself, but I appreciate you, you know, wanting me.
Her focus is keeping his eyes on his future and away from every distraction.
The goal for me, is for him to be successful. So once all this that's going on, all this, at the end of the day, where these individuals are going to be? Are they still going to be rooting for you on the side, or are they going to be, going on about their business? So don't buy into the hype.
Campbell does not play around.
I guess it was at one point that she kind of gave me with that look, but I mean, she got me with it so much when I was little that, you know, I mean, now it's just like, I'm gonna do what I need to do so we can just avoid all this extra stuff. That's me with anything, just do what I need to do.
Sometimes I hear it play back in my brain like I sound just like my dad. But I mean, my dad was a big disciplinarian. I mean, he did a lot of spanking. He did a lot of spankings. I mean, Jamaree got his fair share of spankings. I think that a lot of times I thought that, oh my God, do we have to, oh, don't get him, granddaddy. But that helped him. He talks about it to this day. He said, you know, it didn't take me but a few of those good whippings to say, you know what, I don't want any more of this. The last time I seen my dad, he told Jamaree, make sure that you take care of the family, you know, and that was, I think that stuck with him because he knew then that I had a role. You know, my dad, he moved to Mississippi a couple of years before he passed. So he wasn't actually here in Georgia, but to see him and say those words, that Jamaree took hold to that.
Salyer even posted a tribute to him on Instagram. He hoped that his grandfather would find peace in heaven. He said Williams taught him how to be a man and always pushed him to never be mediocre.
One thing I really regret, I guess, is that I didn't really see him smile a lot, and but that's because that's him. That's Benny. That's what you're gonna get. He's gonna tell you what he says and walk away. Or, I mean, he will smile sometimes. I wouldn't say he's just this grumpy old man. I don't want to depict him as that. He smiled and he had a good time, but he's about business. So I think if he was just looking down, reading what I wrote about him, I just want him to smile and know that I loved him.
This is a family that does not dwell on recruiting rankings or offers.
My happiest times are when he's actually getting awards at school, like academic awards. Those are my happiest times. It's like when he walks across the stage and he receives the any type of academic award, I'm just like flourished. I'm like, because it shows actually what's here. It shows this, and that's what's going to get you where you got to go in life. I mean, physically, you're going to do it because you got the sports. I mean, you got football, but if you didn't have this, you wouldn't have the football.
His success story has been shaped by his mother.
I don't think there's one word that can describe it. It's just unique. I mean, obviously, I've been hanging with her since the first day I was here. So I guess we just know each other. Every time we go out, somebody's saying, "Dang, that's your brother. Y'all look just alike." No, I'm just the son. That's all. But I'm glad that God gave me her. I don't think I would have been nearly as happy as I am now, nearly as successful as I am now if I didn't have her. And I mean, you know, he knows what he's doing up there. I mean, this is putting me and her together is obviously a true testament to that. So, you know, I'm just glad I have her in my life. I'm blessed.
Salyer was named the homecoming king at Pace this year. That's the byproduct. It has been accomplished by putting all those things ahead of the football.
I really just try to keep a balance. Like, when you come home, we're not talking football. You know, we're talking, did you get your AP biology done? Did you check on this? Did you do this? You know, did you get your pad? I mean, we're not just talking football. So that's the balance. You know, that's always been the balance. I mean, a lot of people always say, how does he balance it? Because I help him create a balance.
He's on the right path with very bright hopes for his future.
At 35, I hope that he has impacted millions of people in a positive way, because that's what he wants to do. I hope that he has, no, I'm not going to say I hope, he will have reached and met all the goals that he wanted to meet at 35. I can see him with businesses. I can see him as a youth role model. I can see him counseling. I can see him pastoring. I can see him, I can see a lot of things at 35. There were some things that were prophesied a long time ago that he would be a minister, you know. So Mark Jamaree actually speaks. He speaks at church, you know. So I know that there are some desires there for him to move forward in that area too. But that's where I can see him. I can see him with the family. I can see him with the wife. I can see him with the kids. I can see nice house. Yeah. You know, I can see him with a 85-foot, what was it? Yeah. A 100-inch screen TV with Madden and his feet up, and I mean, that's what I can see. I mean, and those things are simple, because he's not a extravagant person. You know what I mean? He's simple. The simplest things make him happy. So it's not a big extravagant life that I see at 35.
By that time, he will have bought her that house. What does Salyer plan for his life after that?
What am I gonna do? It's a good question. I guess it's play ball. There's the only thing left to do after that, right? Play for another contract or explore the world. I've always been fascinated with traveling in time and just seeing how different cultures, exploring different cultures. Because me, I was a kid. Only thing I knew was Atlanta and Georgia, and you know, this is my city, and nothing else really matters. But as I grew older and I came around this Pace environment, I learned about different cultures, learned about the world outside of what I'm used to. And so I guess I can just continue exploring that as well as playing ball.
That's just another aspect we don't expect to see out of the nation's top offensive lineman.